Hello and welcome to StarCraft 2 Shoutcast. Today we are playing on Shakuris Plateau. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map we have the red Terran, Jack. On the bottom right we have the random player, Vaisnt, who has spawned as the blue Terran. Today we are on Shakuris Plateau, a ladder map. It's hard to do completely alone. Shakuris Plateau is a very good map, one of my personal favorites. It seems to be a lot of people's personal favorites. It used to be players could spawn at close ground positions, but Blizzard took it out of the map pool for a short period of time in order to change that. So now players can only spawn in either close air, which is how we have the game set up today, or close or cross positions. So right now we don't have too much coming out of either player. Jack is building his depot up at his ramp. He's going to wall off most likely, while Vaisnt is building his behind his mineral line. I don't like either placement for different reasons. The reason I don't like this depot here is if Jack comes around with Banshees, he can pick this off with all ease. And I don't like this here because if Vaisnt comes with siege tanks, he'll be able to pick off these depots as well as maybe even this barracks. And it also makes Jack feel inclined to put up the supply depot a little earlier than he actually should. So we see both players are scouting. Jack has found Vaisnt, and Vaisnt is still looking. Heading to the top position. I don't think he realizes that he can't actually spawn there. Can't actually spawn in close positions. Vaisnt building a second barracks. This means he won't be able to get his orbital command up in time, while Jack will start his orbital command here pretty soon. However, it is very interesting that he is going for the double gas so soon. Makes me think he's going to go for a tank play and maybe even a Banshee play. And here comes the orbital command right now. This double barracks is, it kind of seems as if he might go an early Marine. However, Jack will be able to see it since he's scouting, and he has this wall in place, so a Marine sort of rush won't do much good, as Jack will have the high ground as well as the wall there in place, preventing Vaisnt from doing anything. First Marine popping out right now for Vaisnt, gonna kill that probe, getting that second gas up, hopefully gonna tech up, build some tanks, as we see Jack is building a second barracks as well. Orbital command is finished, getting his mule, while Vaisnt has just finished. It's going to give Jack a little bit of an economic edge. As we can see in the income tab, Jack's income is a little bit higher than Vaisnt's. But Vaisnt should have a few more Marines as he has that double barracks up a little sooner. Also going to get the tech lab. Seems he might go for a Marauder play, and oh, look here, we see a bunker right in front of his base. Jack is going to see that and send 2 Marines down to hopefully pick off this SCV. He picks him off, and hopefully Vaisnt should cancel this so he can get back his money. It doesn't look like he sees it. Oh, and there it goes. Canceled for 75 minerals. Jack getting his factory up. He's going to be building a tech lab here soon so he can switch the two. That's what he normally does. And we can see, oh, puts down the wrong one, cancels, and is opting to, oh, puts the wrong one down again. And finally gets the tech lab up, loses a bit of minerals for that, casting another mule. We can see he's building Marines, and he's getting a really fast expansion. Shakuris Plateau is a wonderful map for this sort of play, seeing as this choke is really, really small, and there's not another way to get up here to this natural expansion. So with these siege tanks that Jack's about to build, right now that he's switching his tech labs, he should be well defended in this area. On Vaisnt's side, we see a factory as well as 3 barracks, opting to go for early units as opposed to getting a fast expansion. This will allow him to be able to put on pressure earlier in the game than Jack will be able to. But Jack gets those siege tanks up in time, there won't be much Vaisnt can do. Both players need to get a starport up and running if they're going to be going for a tank sort of play. We can see that Jack has done that, and he should be building Vikings or medevacs any time now. This will give the siege tanks extra range, the extra range that they need to see the full length of their ability to shoot. and it'll give whoever has the most Vikings an edge. We can see Jack's expansion is just now finished. He's going to get another gas so he can pump out more tanks. Transferring a few SCVs, but not enough. Continuing to build SCVs and hopefully cast down mules as well. Another tank coming out. Oh, this is his first tank, and siege mode is almost done with just about 15 seconds to go. He'll be able to siege him up right here, and anything in this area will be destroyed. On Vaisnt's side, we see a Hellion as well as a ton of Marines. We can see in the unit tab that he has 4 more Marines and a Hellion above Jack, and both of them are pretty close in the SCV count. So seems like Vaisnt is pushing out here. He's sent a few units up early to go to this Zelnaga tower. This is very nice. If he sees that he can't poke up here, then he might just pull back, leave his units here sieged, and it'll allow him to take an expansion here as well as take an expansion here, and it'll keep it pretty well defended. Someone casting a scan. Oh, must be Vaisnt scanning right there in his base. Little does he know that his units are actually here, not up here. This might make him worry that he's going to attack. Seems like a missed rally point, and here comes the Hellion to do some scouting. It gets destroyed. Pulls back very wisely, knowing he cannot take on that force right now. As we can see here, Jack having his medevac out in front. That way this siege tank can see in this little area right here that it wouldn't normally be able to see without the vision of the medevac. Going to scout a little bit to see that Marine pulling back, hoping to draw him into the tank fire, which he does do, destroying the Marine instantly. Just like I said, Vaisnt has pulled back to this tower, a very good position. He might want to send a Marine or a Hellion up to this in case Jack sneaks some units up around this area and up around here to attack. Reinforcing with a few Marines. He really needs to expand right about now. His minerals are getting up there. He could do it. We can see he is building the starport. This will allow him to compete in the Viking medevac race. Pulling his units forward a little bit and keeping a Marine there is very wise. If Jack comes out with any units, he'll be able to attack, which Jack is pushing forward a little bit, leaving 1 Marine behind, and has 2 medevacs to help with vision, and it'll help him heal. Oh, look at this Marine here, just hiding in the shadows, seeing what's going on, and gets crushed. Gets a hit off on the Marines. He's going to pull back, hopefully siege those tanks up, which he needs to do right now, or he's going to be in some trouble. Siege tank sieging up, going to be able to pick off a few of these Marines. Pulling this medevac forward so he can get the vision. Vaisnt has his units on hold right now. He's pulled them forward. And it's going too far, getting a few Marines killed. Pulling back. Needs to be careful not to go too far and get hit by the siege tank fire. However, Vaisnt doesn't have the vision to attack here.
This better be good.
As we can see, he won't be able to kill the full distance. And he moves forward, going a little too far, biting off a little more than he can chew, and the tank takes a lot of damage, only having 13 hit points left. Luckily, Jack has another tank at home and a Marauder, as well as another medevac just sitting there waiting, defending, hopefully going to reinforce soon. Right now, it seems we're at a little bit of a standoff. He needs to have his medevacs pulled up front so that he can just ease his tanks forward ever so slightly. See, just like this, he'll be able to get him, well, even though that's in range, he didn't have the vision to kill him. Now, only 1 tank for Vaisnt. Viking coming in. This Viking is going to do a lot of damage because the medevac won't be able to attack back. Really, we need to see an expansion come out of Vaisnt at this point. He has 800, 900 minerals, and it'd be very beneficial to him if he expanded here, maybe even expanded again here, seeing as he has 1,000 minerals. Jack doing pretty well to keep his minerals below 500, going a little bit above for just a second. Now that he sees this Viking, he hopefully he'll respond by building more Vikings, which he is not doing at this time. We can see the usual tanks, Marines, some Marauders coming out, and a medevac flying down, hopefully to do a drop in his base. Vaisnt does very wisely have these turrets. However, it won't be